Hello gorgeous people, welcome back to my channel. There she is. Hello Miss Freya. Hello Miss Freya. What are you doing? Are you gorgeous people? You are gorgeous people. So today I am sitting down to film a monitoring my beauty purchases, but I'm actually changing the name of this series. After many years and trying to come up with a new name for it that wasn't so clunky, I asked ChatGPT. I'm not good at coming up with cute catchy names, but ChatGPT is pretty good at it. So I'm going to call this series Purchases with Purpose, because that's kind of always my goal when I'm buying stuff. I'm buying it mindfully. Of course, I occasionally buy the random thing here and there that is more of a treat, but I try to keep it, I try to be good with my spending habits. And for the most part, I really think that I'm not too bad. I've definitely made some bad purchases this year, but they weren't bad in the sense that I was actively buying dumb stuff. I was trying to find things that I would enjoy, and it just turns out that I don't enjoy them. They were crap. So you're going to see a lot of that in today's video while I'm chatting to you guys about my recent purchases. So I took myself off to Chemist Warehouse because they were having quite a big makeup sale. I believe it was 50% off. I'm pretty sure it was 50% off. And I bought not a full face, but enough. And I did do a video trying these products out, and I could tell you now, it was, for the most part, it was all shit. And what I learned from that experience is I'll probably never do that again, because my opinion on drugstore makeup has not really changed all that much in the last 10 years, even though my makeup preferences and my skin needs have. That's not to say that I'll never buy drugstore makeup again. I think I will just be a hell of a lot more picky and choosy. So some of the items that I picked up: the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation, 5% squalene and hyaluronic acid. This is just not much of anything, to be honest. It is very low coverage, so if you've got any imperfections that you're trying to blur out or sort of blend in and camouflage a little bit, this isn't really going to do it for you. Also, if you have face skin on your face that moves, you won't get along with this because it creases so badly. This shit creases before you've even finished your makeup. I hated this. I have no desire to try and make it work, so I'm not going to. I am going to get rid of it. I did go and buy another foundation as well. This one was originally on my wish list when I made my first trip to Chemist Warehouse and picked up a bunch of stuff, but they didn't have this shade in stock, so I ended up going on the last day of the Chemist Warehouse sale. I took myself out on a trek. It was like a 1 hour round trip to go and get this. I purchased the Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation in the shade 98. So I've heard so many good things about this. Kat really loves this foundation. A lot of people raved about this foundation online. I saw some fantastic reviews for it. It looked really nice on people's skin, but not me. No ma'am. Good coverage. It's in the realm of coverage where it's medium to buildable. It covers imperfections quite well. Not 100%, it's not full coverage. But if you also wanted to go a bit lower coverage, you totally could. Also, this sets beautifully. It doesn't crease a whole lot. It's nice. It's a good foundation. My skin's too dry. She's too dry and she didn't get along with it. It looked very paint-like, kind of masky on me. And that's fine. It's not the fault of the foundation. It's just not made for me. And there's heaps of foundations that aren't made for me. And there's probably heaps of foundations that aren't made for you as well. And that's totally fine. Anyway, with this one, I could see I don't know. Unlike this one, I could see the good sides of it, and I was like, there's potential here. Whereas this, I was like, there's nothing here. There's only bin here. So I ended up mixing this with my Chanel Vita Lumiere foundation, which I also do not like. And these two as a duo are actually quite nice. Something else that was a bit of a fail with this one was the color range. There's not a color in the range that suits me, which is a bit frustrating. Anyway, together, these guys work. This one has actually ended up in my project pan. So the plan is to basically use it before the year is out and move on with my life anyway, but not one I would purchase again. Another layer on my bad purchasing sandwich is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. That's poor little Freya trying to jump over the mounds of crap in this room. So this, look, I was kind of like, this could be good or it could be shit. It was shit. It has very low coverage and it does feel hydrating on the skin, but it moves a lot. I think that's what drugstore just doesn't do well. Like, there's not a whole lot going on in drugstore that I'm aware of where they do formulas that are friendly to like potentially older skin or drier skin that might move a bit. And I don't, look, NYX is not a brand that is aimed at, you know, older generations, which is fine. They don't have to be. But young people still have movement around their face as well. So when you've got something that's like a concealer serum, so it's supposed to conceal problems. It's a serum, so it should be like skin caring. It should have an aspect of caring for the skin. But when you just end up with like low coverage that moves and creases, like, does anybody anywhere ever want that? Like, really? Do we? I don't. Trash. Absolute trash. Anyway, it was suggested to me by viewers to take this and put it on, like, you know, a little heavy, and then let it sit. Let it sit, let it marinate, let it do its thing, let it dry out essentially, then blend it in. Can confirm you get better results that way. Still not ideal. I am not the kind of person who wants to do that. I don't want to waste time doing that. It's fussy. You know, I don't sit here and do my makeup and be like, oh, I want to spend 2 hours on the whole charade of putting on makeup. No, I want to get it done quickly. So anyway, this is one that I would not buy again. I wouldn't recommend it. I would say if you've ended up with it and you're like, oh yeah, I have that and I hate it too and I don't know how to make it work. My only suggestion would be what other people suggested to me, and that is putting it on and then like letting it set before you fully blend it out. Don't like pump on globs of it and then just let it sit there. Put it on kind of, you know, where you want it without sort of blending it out, and then let it sit for a couple of minutes and then blend it. You'll get nicer results. But yeah, it's not good. Like, it's not good. I wouldn't buy it again. I think I already said that. It is in my project pan. I will most likely use it as a foundation and hopefully finish it up fairly quickly because there's less than 10 mils in there. L'Oreal. Look, this is not purchasing with purpose. This is purchasing with brain farts. L'Oreal Lumi Glowtion. This is in the shade 902 Light Glow. I bought this because when I swatched it out of curiosity. I bought it because I was like, damn, that's pretty. It is pretty, but why? I don't need, how much is in here? 40 mils. I don't need 40 mils of this pretty thing. So this is basically just a liquid glow product. You can see there, it's not sparkly. I wouldn't even say it's shimmery. It does have some sort of pigment in it, but it's not like, you know, it looks like a glow rather than a shimmer or a sparkle, which I really like. It doesn't feel like overly greasy. Like I can feel that it's sort of setting a little bit. It doesn't smell like anything. I don't know, man. I just thought it looked really pretty and I was like, ugh, I kind of want to buy it and try it. But now I have 40 mils of it and it's in my project pan already. Like I said, I've had these things for, I feel like maybe a month. When did I buy them? I can't remember. I can't remember if it was June or the end of May or whatever. But look, I have it. It's gone in my project pan. I will try to use as much of it as I can. I've tried it as a highlighter. So you can see it's like, it's there, but it's subtle. So as a highlighter, it's fairly subtle. I would actually say it is probably very flattering to mature skin, especially like me. When I smile really big, like if, you know, when like somebody makes you like crack up laughing or something and you get that like a real face scrunching going on, I do get like fine lines out here, which is normal. I would say something like this would actually be a little bit more flattering for that because it's not going to accentuate it as much as potentially, especially like a powder highlighter. Powder highlighter, scary. And anything that's kind of, you know, really intensely shimmery, they're going to really make that stand out. But something like this, it's a bit more subtle and softer. So I don't know, maybe I will fall in love with this. I've also used it as a primer. You can't see it under foundation. Like I wouldn't even bother. Maybe I'll try mixing it in with my foundation to see what that looks like. But yeah, that I can't say it was a fail. To be fair, it's actually a nice product. I just feel like it wasn't really a smart purchase for me because, like, you guys know what I'm like with highlighting products. Do I need it? No. Oh, this is terrible. Tell you what, I will be very, very glad when a year from now I can just sit down and chat about this haul in retrospect and be like, it's all gone, guys. Don't worry. Every single thing is gone. It's a figment of our imagination. It never happened. Repress the memory. Covergirl Clean Invisible Pressed Powder in the shade 105 Ivory. Looks so dry on the skin. It's even like dry in the pan. It's just yuck. I don't like it, guys. I mean, it's an invisible powder. Of course you can't see it. And to be fair, it's not actually invisible. I mean, you guys can't see it on camera, but it has left a little white cast on here. I hated this from the first use. I hated this and it's never going on my face again. I'm not interested in it. I will not buy drugstore powders anymore unless there is a brand that is coming out and they're like, oh, it's, you know, designed specifically for older skin and, you know, I don't know, they're gonna have to have some fucking buzzwords in there that trigger me into wanting it, because just no, they're woeful. They are woeful. They are so good if you have oily skin or if you are young, but they're not for me. I am not, no, it's not for me. This was a win. This was a winner. And I reckon it could have gone either way with this next product, because there was two that I was tossing up between. I did a little bit of Googling and I was like, all right, I'm going to take a chance on this one. I feel like the makeup gods were smiling upon me on this very moment. This is from Maybelline. It is the Hyper Precise All Day Liquid Liner in the shade 730 Jungle Green. And she's gorgeous. This is divine. So it is a felt tip, which is not my favorite. The other one that I was looking at was a Rimmel that was also meant to be like a beautiful teal green like this. Now the Rimmel, when I couldn't swatch them. They didn't have any like samples in store. So when I Googled these two, this one, the PR imagery of like the color swatches looked a bit, it just looked better than the Rimmel one did. The Rimmel looked a bit wishy-washy, and I was like, listen, if they haven't photoshopped that to make it look better, then I'm not taking the risk. But also, if they have photoshopped that to look better, that is not the one that I want. Whereas the swatch of this looked gorgeous, and you know what, guys, it's gorgeous. Beautiful formula, really, really opaque. The like pen nib, hopefully you can see it there, it does have a lot of definition on that like point, so you can get a really nice sharp line. And just like the intensity and opaqueness of it, mwah, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it will last me long, because once it starts to get like chunked up with eyeshadow and stuff, that's when, you know, they get difficult to use. But this is a beautiful product. I don't regret buying it. I really enjoy it. And in fact, I would buy more of these. It would just be a matter of them having interesting enough colors for me to buy. And I think that's where they have kind of capped out in my interest, because they have like parrot blue, forest, which is a brown, and then a black. And like, I'm not interested, you know, like I can get a sensational black eyeliner in a pen tip anywhere. I can do the same for a brown. I could probably do the same for like a bright, vibrant blue. I'm sure there are, you know, fantastic brush tip liners in this beautiful, vivid, rich green as well. Well, I wouldn't say it's very vivid. She's dark. It's dark and it's moody and it's sexy as fuck. But yeah, I think the only thing that's sort of, and that's another thing about drugstore makeup, like it's so cookie cutter. And it's so in the box and bland and boring with its color choices. Like, you want blush, you've got pink. We might have a red. We might even have one that's like a coral that looks a bit more orange on the outside, but once it's on, it's actually one of those like pH adjusting, and all you get is fucking pink. Like, boring, snooze. I don't want it. I'm not interested. If I'm buying makeup, I want it to be fun. I want it to make me feel beautiful. I want it to make me feel good. I want to enjoy putting it on. I want it to be an experience that makes me happy from start to end. This does that for me. But a lot of other drugstore makeup, it just doesn't. Oh, let's talk about a happy surprise. This one is another one from Maybelline. It is the Falsies Surreal Mascara. So they had a couple of mascaras. There was one in particular that I wanted over this one, but it was out of stock. I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I was just like, that looks like the one I want to buy, but they don't have any. So I took a chance on this one, and I can tell you now, it's a beautiful mascara. Is it anything like magically life-changing? Not really, but I've got to say, like, Maybelline makes some pretty damn good mascaras, and I'd say this one is no different. I would say, just on a personal note for myself, potentially the wand is a little bit chunkier than I would like, and that's just because I've got the small eyes, you know. It's not, you know, I don't think it makes the mascara bad. It just means that I have to be a little bit more careful when I'm applying it. There's no slap banging this on. I have to be mindful, and I have to be still, and I have to, you know, do all of the things to be smart about my application. Whereas if you have large eyes, I'm sure a wand like this would be no problem at all. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I probably would. If I was like, holy shit, I have zero mascara and I don't know what to buy, and like trust and something that's not going to break the bank, what do I do? Oh, I tried this recently, I will go and get this because I know it works for me and it's safe and all that jazz. Yeah, okay, I would. But also, I'd prefer to try something I haven't tried before. Probably another Maybelline mascara. Oh, this one here. This is from L'Oreal. L'Oreal Infallible Brow. It's a micro precision pencil. Now I got the shade 7.0 Blonde. Look, this is half my fault and also half L'Oreal's fault. So I chose this color because within the colors that were available at Chemist Warehouse, this was the one that was going to be closest to something that I could wear. Now, this is actually a little bit too yellow and warm toned when it's on. I need a little bit more of an ashier blonde. I do think that they have another shade that was like between this and then like the next brown shade that I could have bought, which probably would have been a bit more suitable. So probably my fault for, you know, not just going to another brand that had a more suitable color. Now, what I think is L'Oreal's fault, for one, is the damn price tag. Like, if I hadn't got this at 50% off, I would have been better off buying it like a Benefit Precisely My Brow. These are freaking expensive for what they are. And the formula is stiff. Like, you need force to get this on. Like, we need to do some scrubbing action to actually, like, what on earth? Why is it so stiff? I wouldn't even try and buy this in a color that I thought suited me. I don't like the formula. There's a fine line when it comes to these micro brow pencils. They do have to have a waxiness to them. I do think that that is a fair statement to make, because it helps them to actually stay on. It gives them longevity. You're not going to sweat it off. But if it's too waxy, it's like using a razor blade to draw your brows in. It's not pleasant. And also you can get like patchiness with them, and like they'll go on really light initially, and then they get intenser with their color as you get towards the tail, or vice versa. I just don't, no, too waxy, too firm. Not for me, wouldn't buy it again. This was silly, okay? This was not a purchase with purpose. I wanted it because I really wanted a lip gloss, and the color was like, give it to me. It's from Rimmel. It's Oh My Gloss Butter Me Up Lip Balm in the shade Latte Delight. So this is a brown. It's a brown lip gloss, guys, and I just wanted it. Nice color. The problem is when you put it on, like, you got to put it on thick to get that brown color. And nobody in their right mind is wearing lip gloss that thick. I've put on enough for about, I don't know, 3 applications. It's still all over my finger, and that's all that I have left on my hand. And you can, like, you barely getting a tiny bit of that sort of like latte color. So look, do I want it to be more opaque? I don't know, maybe, but also I feel like the glassiness and like the translucency is what makes these so damn pretty. So potentially it couldn't be more opaque with its coloring, because you would lose that sort of glass lip vibe that it's got going on. But look, I didn't need to buy this. You guys have seen, one, how many lip products I own, 2, how long it takes me to go through lip products, and 3, I don't know, probably some other reason that I can't think of it. I just feel like there needs to be 3 reasons. Look, it's literally just like Rimmel's knockoff version of the Rhode lip, whatever they are. Like, it's meant to have peptides in it. So that was my little foray back into drugstore makeup after so long. Like, it's been years. I did pick up a few other bits. Now, when I went and got the Lumi, what's it called? Lumi Matte, the Lumi Matte foundation, I was having just a little wander around because I don't get out of the house much, and sometimes it's nice to do that. And I was in the hair section, And I stopped dead in my tracks because I saw this. This is from Tigi. It is the Bedhead Queen for a Day Thickening Spray. Now, I had this back in Melbourne and I loved it. It's a great like volumizing spray that you can use on your roots that doesn't weigh your hair down and doesn't make your hair feel crunchy or dirty or like weirdly textured or anything like that. Pop it in your hair while it's damp and then like blow dry, you know, do all of your stuff to get your volume in there. And it's great. Now I know all of this because I had it in the past and I left it at home in Melbourne. When I moved to Perth, I didn't want to put aerosols in my car because I knew that my car was going to be sitting in the sun for months. Hot sun, summer sun in Australia. It's a black car. I was just very mindful that anything that sat in that car was probably going to be sitting in temperatures like over 60 degrees and like potentially even higher. So I just thought, no, I'm just going to like, we'll get rid of it. It's fine. Anyway, it's not that I haven't seen it. It's probably more that I haven't really been looking around for it. And on this day, while I was sort of perusing and looking at the things that I've never seen before and, you know, remembering things that I've used in years past, when I saw this purple can, I was like, I'm going to get me a bottle of that. But also I'm going through a phase of not blow drying my hair. So it's kind of useless to me at the moment. But I might be ready to move on from the current no blow drying my hair phase. Let me turn this bloody light down. It's that time of the day. It's starting to creep around the side of the house. Now, yesterday, at the time of filming this, I went grocery shopping at Woolworths and they had a little like end cap with stuff that was on sale. And these caught my eye. So these are both from the brand called Sundae. There we go. They are body whips in the scents Just Peachy and Watermelon Whirl. So these were heavily discounted. I feel like they were $10. So Sundae make cans of like a whipped shower foam, which you're supposed to be able to use, you know, to like wash your body. Now, oh man, I've seen them quite a few times in lots of different places. And the scents and like the novelty of the foam and the way that they look, I'm like, I really want to buy them. But I have not heard good things about the shower foam. I've heard that it dries your skin out. So I was like, no, that's not made for you, Miss Hailey. You cannot buy that. But I am curious about their products. So when I saw that these were heavily discounted, and by the way, is that not like cute ass packaging? I thought I'm going to try these. I'll try a body moisturizer because I don't have a lot of body moisturizer. To be fair, I probably don't actually have a year's supply. I probably have maybe like 8-ish months of like regular use. And it is a product that I use very regularly. So, you know, I was like, that's fine. I can buy a couple of heavily discounted body moisturizers in really cute packaging from a brand that I've been curious about trying. So I got them. This one is Watermelon Whirl. I'm really excited to smell these because I haven't smelled them yet. That's so disappointing. I mean, watermelon maybe, but like only if my nose squints. There's really no scent there at all. It smells like why did they let this scent go to market? What are you doing, Sundae? It smells like watermelon that has been sitting out in the heat for quite a while. And it's starting to like get mushy and gross. Like sickly sweet watermelon. If you know, you know. Like it's not a pleasant scent. It's not that like artificial watermelon-y scent. I mean, it probably is technically an artificial watermelon-y scent, but it's also not that beautiful, like fresh sort of artificial watermelon scent. On the skin, it feels quite nice. I will say that. That was probably my biggest concern. Like, I can deal with a moisturizer that doesn't have the absolute best scent, or that like doesn't have a strong scent. Like, that's fine. But a moisturizer that has like a shit formula, it's kind of where I have to draw the line. Let's try the peach one. Oh, okay. Again, it's very hard to smell it like off the bat. That smells a bit like, kind of like peach iced tea a little bit, but also, I don't know, there's something else in there that's not as pleasant. And it might just be like the scent of other ingredients that are in the body moisturizer, or it might be like some different fragrance notes in the actual moisturizer. I can't say that I regret this. I don't mind it. And also with the scents, like, I have to say they're quite subtle. Like, they're not punch in the face kind of scents. I feel like you got to get up quite close to smell them. Oh, Miss Freya, you want to smell them. You're licking my arm. That's it, guys. I'm going to go because the dog is like, what are we doing? We've been filming for hours. Let's go do something fun. Yeah, I agree. We should go outside in the sun. So they are my purchases for June. I did actually make another purchase from Stylevana, but I messed up and I bought something that had like a 30-day lead time. So I just didn't realize. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. I'm just waiting on that to arrive. So we will have another haul video next month as well, but this is what I purchased in June. Might have also been end of May, I don't know, since my last purchases video. And I also want to say a massive thank you to my channel members and all of you who have joined me today. Words struggling to come out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.